Have you ever Googled yourself? As a person living in the 21st century, you have a digital footprint, and it can be quickly evidenced with a simple search engine query. When you're a job seeker, you can pretty much guarantee that employers and recruiters will be Googling you to see what they can find, and they are incredibly savvy at the task. Whether you only have social media accounts or you've been all over TV, radio, newspapers, or websites, they're likely to find that information. How can you review, develop, and if needed, change your digital footprint to conform with the personal brand you're building in your job search? Most of us live our lives online, and as such, we naturally have a digital footprint. Simply put, it's a record of your online activity. You build on that footprint by what you choose to share online, including on social media platforms, or when you sign up for a newsletter, accept cookies, or buy something. While hackers and identity theft experts are more interested in the forms you fill out online, employers and recruiters are going to be focused on how you're representing your personal brand across various sites. This is one of the reasons you need to Google your name. The search will show you what others will find when they look you up, whether you've shared the information yourself or someone else has. This is particularly important if someone has the same name as you or you want to change your personal brand for a different career path, for example. Either way, you'll have some work to do. Once you have completed a Google search on your name, you have some things to consider. First, does anyone else have your name? Many people have common names, and it's likely that someone else will be more well-known than you are. There's nothing wrong with that, unless that person is a criminal, adult movie star, or has some other history that can potentially reflect poorly on you. If you're making a career shift, you will want to review at what's coming up in your search. Perhaps you've been a business owner for several years and are now ready to transition into a full-time position. Or maybe you were in the marketing field and now want to switch to technology. Will someone who's searching for you see what you want them to see? It's always best to be armed to answer any questions that arise during your job search. In case you need to do more reputation management, you have at least two options. Rebrand yourself. You can do this by simply changing your name. Add a middle initial or start going by your nickname moving forward. Maybe you were known by your maiden name and could now go by your married name, or vice versa. Launch a campaign with blogs, press releases, and a website to reposition yourself. The goal here is to put yourself higher than the other person with your name, or the you used to be. Once that's assessed and handled, you're ready to move forward. One of the areas where you're most likely to have developed a digital footprint is social media. While LinkedIn is a social platform, when you're in a job search, you want to be active there, sharing information. And for the most part, people keep it professional on LinkedIn. But what about those personal sites, including Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and TikTok? You may be on none, some, or all of these social media platforms. There's nothing wrong with sharing pictures, thoughts, and opinions there, but it's how those posts are perceived on the other end that's the challenge. During your job search, you may want to lock down all social media, making it private instead of public. That's the easiest way to ensure you won't easily be found and the content you shared won't work against you. Be sure to review the written version of this lesson for detailed directions on how to change your social media to private. But even with your profile set to private, you may want to review what can be seen, if anything. The privacy on your comments on other profiles and pages, for instance, are controlled by those profile and pages, not you. If you need to delete anything inflammatory, this is the time to do it. While you want your LinkedIn profile to be public during a job search, remember that all your activity is also public. You may have liked or commented on another person or company's post, and that activity will show up in your profile publicly. You can delete anything you want here by essentially doing the opposite of what you did initially. If you liked, unlike. If you commented, delete the comment. When you're in a job search, you can count on the fact that employers and recruiters are going to research your digital footprint. While that can start with LinkedIn and Google, many will also review your social media accounts. Although our suggestion is to make all your social media private during your job search, you may choose not to take that route. In that case, you should be aware of what you're doing on social media. Depending on the year and what's happening in the world, Religion and politics can be some divisive topics. Even if you don't feel that your thoughts are attacking or controversial, someone might. Some subtopics here include gun ownership or control, global pandemics, women's rights, healthcare, and police support. Your thoughts about former bosses, coworkers, or employers can be a touchy subject, especially if you've been let go from a job. Your emotions can certainly get the best of you in such an instance. But once you share those thoughts online, a potential employer or recruiter might see them, and they would be justified in thinking that you could be saying those things about them in the future. Everyone loves sharing fun photos of things they and their family are up to. But if your fun includes drinking, smoking, attending a rally, or wearing something not safe for work, you should think twice before choosing it to post on a social media platform. Unless you're unemployed or your boss knows you're looking, it's best to keep the fact that you're looking for a job off your social media. If you want friends to know, message them directly. There's a lot to think about when it comes to your digital footprint and how your personal brand is represented online. To get a handle on yours, you'll want to do a Google search and assess the results to see if further brand management is needed. Review your social media platforms. Consider changing your social media accounts to private during your job search. Be aware of what you're liking and commenting on LinkedIn. If you don't make your profiles private, limit the topics and information you're sharing.